Hi, good evening. I'm Chief Meteorologist Alex Kirchner. We're definitely keeping an eye on a lot of active weather as we go into the middle of the week. For starters, we're live on our website, on our news app, on our Facebook page, 13WREX. So if you got questions, you got comments, leave them below and I'll answer them as soon as I can. We're also live on YouTube, so if you ever need severe weather information or just want to stay in the know, you can go to these different platforms. And on occasion, we'll be live like we're doing right now. So first up, by about 24 hours from right now, we've got some soggy weather sliding back into the state line. So we are looking at some scattered rain and snow showers on the way. Now, before you think, oh my gosh, it's April 1st and we're seeing snow, it'd be a rain-snow mix. No accumulation coming out of that. But don't be surprised if you do see some snowflakes from time to time as we go into tomorrow evening. And it will be on and off, so it's a scattered rainfall, scattered wintry mixes as we go into tomorrow evening. And then after midnight tomorrow night, that's when we do see a chance for some thunderstorms. There'll be several waves of them, so there may be some storms that roll through, then a bit of a break, and then another wave comes in, and that just keeps repeating itself all the way into Wednesday morning. May see some severe weather during this time frame. Then, depending on how quickly these storms move out, we could see an additional round of severe weather into Wednesday afternoon. That one could bring stronger or more widespread threats, but again, that all depends on how quickly those storms clear out as of Wednesday morning. So we'll get into that in a second. First up, though, we're looking at this is for tomorrow night into Wednesday morning. That's when our first window for severe weather is possible. So we're looking at a 1 to 2 out of 5 risk for severe storms. So that level 1 to 2 means isolated to scattered severe weather. It's not going to be widespread, but there may be a few storms that bring the threat of large damaging hail as well as gusty winds, potentially up to 60 miles per hour. So that is the first threat for thunderstorms and that first threat for severe weather. So let's get into future track. So about 4 o'clock tomorrow, that's when the spotty rain showers starts to move through. And you can see they're not widespread. There will be some dry time, but look for hit or miss rain or possibly a little snow as we go into about sunset or so tomorrow evening into tomorrow night. So there's your first round of showers. Again, spotty, it's on and off. We're looking at some light rain mixed with snow at times. Then after midnight, here comes the first round of thunderstorms. They don't look like much at first, but then later in the morning, here comes another round of storms. After sunrise, another round of storms, and this will just kind of keep repeating itself through the morning. This is when we could see some downpours, some heavy rainfall that may result in some minor localized flooding. So look out for puddles and things in the roads over the course of those early morning hours. So that morning commute could be pretty soggy, so just be a little cautious driving around in the morning. And then depending on how quickly these storms clear, that could set us up for additional severe weather later in the morning. You can see future track, at least right now, trending to be a pretty rainy, a pretty stormy morning. So we'll have to watch out for scattered severe hail and some gusty winds with these storms in addition to downpours, but not seeing those higher end threats just yet. Then later in the afternoon into Wednesday evening, that's when we could see a 3 out of 5 threat for severe storms. So higher end threats here possible, but it all depends on those morning storms. So the threats would be tornadoes, hail, severe winds. But if we're able to get those clear, we have to get those storms to clear out fast Wednesday morning. If that occurs, atmosphere is able to recharge. We're able to see that severe weather outbreak. If those showers, storms, clouds are really slow to leave, I do think severe weather would be pretty unlikely, and that's how a lot of the trends have been lately, is that there's just too much kind of junk getting away in the morning to really allow things to clear out, charge up, and provide that severe threat into Wednesday afternoon. So this very well may shift well to the southeast once we get into tomorrow. So we'll get a little closer, but I bet this severe weather outlook may end up changing. That said, it all depends if these storms can leave. Again, trends right now show that by the time we get to the early afternoon, we may have a couple strong thunderstorms. We'll still have to watch out for those. But as we go deeper in the afternoon and evening, you can see here, 4 or 5 o'clock, that other round of storms just doesn't have enough juice to it, so as a result, we see quieter conditions. So lots of moving parts here, but this is what we want you to get ready for, especially after midnight. Waves of thunderstorms likely, could have some pretty soggy weather as of that Wednesday morning commute. Severe storms are possible, so have ways to get severe weather alerts. And then stay on your toes, because Wednesday morning will determine what we see Wednesday afternoon and Wednesday evening. So that severe weather outlook for Wednesday afternoon to Wednesday evening, you know, that's kind of the ceiling as to the threats that we could see. Very well could drop down, and we may not know just how that's all going to play out until we get to, you know, the end of Wednesday morning. So make sure you're at least staying up to speed on the forecast. I know it's kind of a much more conditional, much more last minute kind of thing, but that's just how that forecast sequence is kind of playing out here. So you can kind of see all the moving parts going on behind the scenes. So we'll, of course, keep you well informed and well up to speed as we get closer and closer towards tomorrow night. I'll keep you up to speed Wednesday morning if we're seeing any threats, and then, you know, we'll make sure that you're in the know as to how the afternoon to evening could play out on Wednesday. So Claudia is wondering here, do you think these storms will linger? So that's how things are trending right now. I do think we're going to end up with a pretty stormy, rainy, cloudy morning, and that'll really kind of tamp down what we'll see later on in the afternoon to evening. And that kind of occurred just this past Sunday. We ended up having, you know, a fairly cloudy, rainy kind of day, and it didn't see much of those storms. They stayed well off to our southeast, and they didn't bother us. So fingers crossed, that's the scenario we see play out as of Wednesday. But you can kind of see if that storm and cloud cover and all that, all of those manage to clear out nice and early, we'll see temperatures spike well into the 70s and then have to be ready for additional severe weather. So for anybody that's just joining us right now, live on our Facebook page, live on our YouTube page, we're live on our website, WREX.com. You got questions, you got comments, leave them below. I'll be answering them in real time like I did here for Claudia. So let me know if you're wondering anything. We'll kind of recap this for anybody that just jumped on. Got 3 rounds of showers and storms that we're keeping an eye on for tomorrow evening, tomorrow night, and potentially Wednesday afternoon. So you can see them listed out here. Spotty rain and snow tomorrow evening, not all that threatening, but it will be kind of a damp evening ahead. Then late Tuesday night, Wednesday morning, waves of thunderstorms, could get some downpours, could even see some isolated severe weather. Then as we head into Wednesday afternoon, if everything clears out fine, could see an additional round of severe weather. So here's again that threat outlook for late tomorrow night, Wednesday morning, looking at a 1 to 2 level risk out of 5. That could bring some damaging hail, gusty winds, and plenty of heavy downpours. So I got another question from Claudia here. Do you see the enhanced risk getting bumped up at any point? So I will answer that question in just a second when we get here. I think for late tomorrow night into early Wednesday morning, it'd probably stay at about here, a 1 to 2. I don't see that necessarily getting bumped up any higher than that, just because the activity is going to be fairly scattered. As for the Wednesday threat, which is more that 3, that enhanced level, I don't necessarily see that getting jumped up any more than it already is for our area, at least. So hopefully that answers your question, Claudia. So as we go into tomorrow night, Wednesday morning, pretty busy on Future Track. Here we are tomorrow afternoon into tomorrow evening. Spotty light rain showers starting to slide through our backyard. Pretty hit or miss rain or a little snow at times, but not expecting any kind of accumulation. We'll continue to have that spotty light rainfall through the remainder of tomorrow evening. Then late tomorrow night into Wednesday morning, that's when we're getting the scattered thunderstorms in play. It's not constant, but there will be just these waves of storms, one after the other, with a little break in between. So may get some gusty winds, some downpours, even some damaging hail. So just make sure you've got ways to get severe weather alerts to let you know, hey, we've got these strong storms or this severe weather passing through. And then this may just keep going throughout the rest of the morning. That then would help eliminate that severe weather threat for later in the day. The atmosphere just does not have enough time to recharge to bring in that level 3, that enhanced kind of threat. We get those storms out nice and early, though. Could see tornadoes, hail, and severe winds with any storms that do develop. So I imagine this kind of like a set of dominoes almost. We kind of have to wait to see how Wednesday morning falls. That'll determine then what we see as of Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday evening. So you can see the conditions here. Clears out fast, severe weather likely. Slow to leave. We've got storms, we've got showers, we've got clouds for a lot of the morning into the early afternoon. Severe weather would be unlikely, but just make sure you're keeping an eye on any of these storms then later on Wednesday. You can see here we're still getting some strong storms as well as some downpours into the early afternoon. And then one more line of showers and storms comes through later in the day. This will be probably after about 4 o'clock, and it just does not have the same kind of oomph to it as it did earlier in the day. So let's hopefully see these this particular trend continue here, and we don't end up with any additional severe weather. But it's not a guarantee as of this point. So this is what we know. This is what you can prepare for. Some spotty rain and snow into tomorrow evening. Late tomorrow night, be ready for storms. That Wednesday morning drive going to be very soggy, even if we don't see severe weather. Be ready for hail and wind as the main threats as of Wednesday morning. And then Wednesday afternoon, stay on your toes. Could see additional storms, and they may be strong to severe. And of course, we will definitely keep you up to speed as we go throughout the middle of the week with all of these rounds of storms coming through. So tune in tonight, 13 News at 10, coming up in a little over an hour. I'll be tracking the latest developments with all of this and let you know if these trends towards maybe a quieter afternoon continue. Tune in tomorrow morning, 13 News Today, with meteorologist Claudia Olick. She'll also keep you informed as to how everything's playing out, and we'll just continue from there as we go throughout the next 36 hours or so. So tune in tonight at 10 o'clock. We'll see you then for an update on that thunderstorm threat. Thanks for joining us here, and have a great rest of your night.